Yo, yo.
Welcome to Talk of the Town, y'all. What's good with y'all? You already know.
Welcome to Tuesday Night Men's Support, Women's Support Group. Sheesh, I forgot to tag my people. I forgot to tag my people. Peace, everybody. Peace, peace, peace. Peace.
Happy Black History Month to everybody.
Oh man, I should have tagged Kate. Can't get it right now. Anywho, I'm back at it. We back at it.
Happy Black History Month. I'm clean cut for y'all today.
We back at it. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm here with the host that do the most, Big Coast. Welcome to this session that is going to be very therapeutic tonight.
Okay.
It's going to be very therapeutic tonight. We have a couple of things in mind that I would like to discuss. More than a couple. You remember what it was offhand?
No, I can look it up. Yeah. Look it up.
Hope everybody weekend, the beginning of the week is safe and sound. Things of that nature.
Relationships and tools for success. So what you mean?
Peer relation.
What does it mean to do that? Start with that.
Yeah.
So one of the topics we got today, we're gonna break, is peer relations, just friendships in general, and how that can tie to mental health. Like knowing when you've outgrown a friendship. Some of us need to learn that. A lot of times, two people have outgrown each other. It ain't nothing negative. Sometimes it ain't no hate. It's just things happen. And then sometimes you have, like, I see a lot of friendships are through proximity, through like, he lived down the street from me. You know, then y'all make a bond like that, and then y'all link up. You have a lot of peer groups that are based off social status. I see that a lot. Like, a lot of people align themselves with people that are doing things, like, on the level that they're doing things. Then you have a lot of, for the lack of terms, dick riding. You have a lot of people that bandwagon want to latch to people because they are somebody, or they want to benefit from the people. But at the end of the day, all of those situations can affect your mental health depending on how you approach the situation of friendship or your peers. Or meaning, like, your peers is, to my knowledge, is someone of your age group. You know, someone that you can relate to in your inner circle. So, you know, that it's always big to know who's standing in your corner. It's also big to know who's not in your corner.
I would like to peer relationships, PEER relationships. Looking at it from another angle. Peer relationships with your boss, with your coworkers. You know, sometimes we go wrong in confiding in the wrong coworker. You know,
Facts.
You know, mixing and mingling. You know, entwining personal relation with peer relation. Business relation, you know, things of that nature. You know, it's many different levels. It's just not a one-on-one.
Yeah, I was always taught that.
Yeah, you know. So I just wanted to elaborate a little bit on that.
Speaking on that, like I was always taught, the people you work with ain't your friends.
Shout out to everybody that's live.
You don't let, the people you work with.
The floor is open.
They ain't your friends. And a lot of us learn that the hard way. We confide in the people we work with and certain information and thinking we can trust them because we work with them. And then they go right to the boss and get you fired. So it's kind of like relationships is how you, like, it's not, sometimes peer relationships. It's not an intimate thing. You know, peer relationships can be, like, for me, the person I deal with at the bank every Saturday when I go deposit my check.
Everybody is welcome. The floor is open to all.
Yes. What's up, Kareem?
Peace, King.
Good, brothers. Good.
Peace.
Dwayne, what's going on?
Ladies, welcome.
Ladies, welcome.
The floor is open.
The floor is open for you.
Welcome to Talk of the Town.
Talk of the Town.
So, as you were saying, I also, too, want to go a little bit further as Coast paint the picture. Peer relationships, PEER, that also includes family.
So let me ask you a question before you start off. You consider family your peers, or that's something different?
At some point in life and growing, we learn in levels what family is versus what family isn't or wasn't.
I believe that.
Because we all get lost in the concept of family, and not all family is your family.
True indeed.
I'm still experiencing things firsthand, you know, in order to be able to speak to give our people, you know, what they need versus to what we want to introduce them into.
You know, like with it's like when I was in middle school, right? In high school, and I would get in a fight, I would have to go to peer mediation, where they would sit us down right after we fought, and they would have to mediate it. And it's almost like, it's a weird feeling because they try to make you friends because we're peers. It's almost like they force the issue. So a lot of us do that. A lot of us force that relationship because they are family. They do live around the block. You know, sometimes we force a relationship not knowing how it even started. And then when we get down the road 10 and 15 years, we don't even know why I consider him a peer or I consider him a friend. You know, we might have just met smoking weed. And now that I don't smoke no more, I don't drink no more, we have nothing really in common. Sometimes it goes left, it goes right. You go your own separate ways. You know, sometimes your peers, peer pressure. We've all heard that phrase growing up, you know. Pressure from friends. Even adults go through peer pressure. It's not just, you know, it's not just kids that go through peer pressure. Even it's adults.
And in many cases, pressure bust pipes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when there's emotion entwined. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
And when emotions is entwined, you know, and we jolt the Richter scale to make that pressure turn up, you know, it busts pipes.
Yeah.
And many of us, a lot of us, you know, especially when it's dressed up because it's levels. So no matter what level, we still have to be aware to unmask it to be aware, but who's perfect?
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
And I always believe pressure busts pipes, because it don't always make a diamond. You know, sometimes, you know, when you're under prep, and it's tough, because you can grow to love one of your peers, and then they put you in a situation where you don't know what to do. You're back against the wall. You love them. You don't want to hurt their feelings, but it's almost like they're using that relationship to kind of come at your feelings, kind of like to dismiss who you are, because they're so close to you. So, you know, like Brother Floyd just tapped in, and
Peace, King.
the
Peace.
first time I ever spoke to him, the first thing he said on the show was, you gotta vet. And that goes for your peers too. You gotta vet them, you know. You gotta, you know, how they got internet where people go through their following lists, and then they go through a purge, and they unfollow, they unfriend, they unfollow. Sometimes you gotta do that in real life. Sometimes you gotta sit back and look at the people in your life.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta unfollow people. Sometimes you gotta unfriend people. Sometimes you gotta block people. If it's your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your boy, your cousin, whatever can save your sanity, your peace, finances, sometimes you gotta treat it that way, because it's only gonna bring stress. It's only gonna bring mental problems. I know it hurt blocking the people you love, cutting the people you love off, but you're not cutting the love off. I want people to get that. You're not cutting the love off. You're just guarding yourself. You're guarding your peace. You know, you're not being so attainable. Because a lot of times when it's a peer thing, they use you, your time. You know, they always come here. I need you to do something. I need you to, and then it's like they take you for granted. They take who you are for granted, what you do for them for granted, your place in your life for granted, or even how you've came so far. Sometimes it be the peer that don't respect your travel and your journey, because which is cool, but, you know, and again,
because time and lesson,
it's cool
if you don't fit it,
if you don't
into
fit
into the agenda to make it cool, or make it acceptable to accept.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta learn how to accept certain things.
Yeah, because everything
ain't gonna go your way. Yeah.
Not just that either, but yeah. Period.
You gotta learn how to accept certain things, accept the way.
So that's peer, PEER, relationships. So for those that's tapping in, you know, that's what we started off with: peer relationships. Keys to winning.
Keys to success.
Yeah, we could discuss and elaborate and pinpoint certain, you know what I'm saying, but
I think a lot of keys to success goes back to the first topic. Your peers, who you have around you.
I believe big in that.
Who you have around you, it determines on how far you go. If you got what they say, if you show me 10 broke niggas, you hang with 10 broke niggas, you're bound to be nine.
You're bound to be the 10th.
Yes, so you know,
because they're all gonna be pulling on your coat. You know, so if we're gonna spew that out there, that's for, you know, those that may not catch it. You know what I'm saying? So those 10 friends, if you're winning, and you're
what's good, Jay? What's good?
Peace, King. And you're upholding law. You can't feed everybody.
Hey auntie.
You can't feed everybody. At some point in time, they're gonna have to have some type of contribution to the cause. You know what I'm saying? So while that one is trying to maintain and balance the other 9, it gets hard.
It gets hard
because everybody want to keep pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling while nobody's giving in. So hearing that from generations, I believe and deem that to be true.
Yeah, that's true because relationships evolve over time. Sometimes one grow and another is still in the same old spot. Things and no one grows. That's true. You know.
Can I elaborate on that?
Yes.
So I can only use I statements and things that pertain to my life in order to bring forth to you guys as an example. Alright. So what Bridget was saying, that Bridget or Kareem? Okay. My guy, Mr. Gaskins, peace to you. Sorry for that. Hurt people. And sometimes with that, it's like that no growth. If I have shattered dreams and broken promises, and a lot of people who may have saw through my masquerade and turned their back on me, a selfish one would call that betrayal. You know what I'm saying? That's because it's no growth. So when other people around it has a bit of light, those people want to grab on. And when those do that, it's like those who can fly and elevate, speaking of myself, we have to give those nothing to hold on to, while those fly and elevate. Those with no growth will do their darndest to assassinate your character. They will belittle your manhood if you're a woman, your womanhood. People with no growth, people who stuck in one spot, people who really have nothing to offer, nothing to offer to the world, to everything under the sun that's to gain. I myself, a living example. Since I've been in Connecticut, I've been maneuvering in a different speed of light, in which I call it the God speed. And I've maneuvering around people with no growth is a different dynamic when you're awoke. So that's a good one, Kareem. That's a good one. It's like a gauntlet filled with the living dead. It's like a gauntlet filled with lies and deceit and evil, wicked people that's easily to be overthrown by the devil and their spirits, their evils. They have their soldiers and their soldierettes. And I bear witness to even my closest to kin. Not that I put it out there for people to pat me on the back or, I'm trying to get back on a whole nother level, like overstanding my mission at this point. So when the evils come at me, No growth.
I've seen it look good, but you got the all natural. Straight.
If I didn't have you guys, I probably wouldn't be here. Let's put it like that. Because people with no growth see that I'm elevating and I'm growing and I'm becoming of. And they're really trying to stunt my growth. So that's a good one, Kareem. People with no growth.
That is true.
And then they try to spread like germ to those that's connected. The seed is.
No one love thyself. And one thing I learned about growth is a lot of people don't respect it. I don't know if you had said that. A lot of people don't respect growth. It's like.
But why not?
Because they had like.
Let me hear you elaborate.
It's a lot of judgment. It's a lot of one-track mindedness. It's a lot of like, I know this dude, so I'ma have one track of mind about who you are. And they only see us in one light. They don't see the change, the growth. They don't see none of that. So it's kind of like, as you try to move to the future, they're still stuck in your past. So when you get around them, 9 times out of 10, if you're not mentally strong enough, they're going to put you right back in the past. That's why a lot of us make mistakes out of emotion. Because it's the memory of the situation that puts us right back to where we don't need to be.
Attachment.
Yeah, attachment.
Okay, so going back when I used to speak about disconnecting, in order for me not to feel that pain, going back to when you was like, yo, nigga, you be running that. So we're coming back to that.
Yes. It's
so that this goes
see,
back
now
to prior shows.
there's a thin line between detachment from your problems and running from your problems. It's a very thin line. You explained it well. Detachment is what you're doing. You're not running. Because there's a lot of people that feel that
I got a big fucking smile on my face right
because
now.
you explained like
but you ain't see it before, bro.
But it takes time.
When I be like, fuck that, I don't want to come back. Like, for what?
See, with me, I can accept when new information comes. I don't have, what is it called, cognitive dissonance. I can accept when new information comes and change my mind, especially if it's vital. But it's a thin line between attachment and you got a lot of people who run from their problems. And then there's a Jay-Z line that he said, you are who you are. You can't change just the top layer. So right. You can change your appearance, but you are who you are. So whatever problem you running from, it's going to be there in Florida. It's going to be there in Atlanta. Wherever you go, it's coming with you. You can't outrun your problems. You got to face them head on. So I get the detachment. Detachment is not like running. It's like, I don't need to be around this person.
It fucks my energy.
People place things. I'm a detached.
I gotta protect my peace, my energy.
I wasn't.
Did we not have that?
Yeah.
I forget what show that was.
We did. We had that same conversation.
And you was like, nah, nigga. Yeah, I'm like, nah. Like,
yeah, deep down inside, unless you deal with it. Because one thing I learned, when you don't deal with a problem, you're ruled by it. It rules you. Meaning like you can never rest.
Yeah, I do separate myself, love. That's why I've been away for 10 years. You have to be able to accept constructive criticism. Yeah.
That's the young boy.
Yeah, it is.
Now, it's good that he said that, being younger. Because when I was young, I didn't want to hear none of that. Don't tell me nothing about my life.
Super Cav, peace.
So
we up for that interview. I talked to Valentine. He said it's a go. Try to knock that out this Saturday early.
We need all
talk
three.
To you off the camp.
We need all three of y'all.
Yeah, Valentine said it's a go. You seen it?
Yeah, so. We need all three of y'all, not two. He said 1/3. We need all three we gotta put on for the city, man. This is a side note, but this is curing our mental health. Getting that interview makes our mental health at ease. But, what we were talking about, detachment.
We want to thank everybody for tapping in. Also, too, the floor is open.
Yes.
You guys can continue to chat it out. But don't be afraid. You can also turn your camera off if you don't want to be seen.
Yeah, yes.
But believe it or not, your voice will go a long way, man. That's all.
Because a lot of people are going through mental issues, mental problems. A lot of people need mental health. This space is needed. That's why we do it every Tuesday, because we know it's needed. Whether we're going through things or not, it's better we go through them together than go through them alone. Because a lot of us, most men, we go through shit alone. That's why we run from our problems, because it's easier to run. It's easier to pack up, go to another state, get a new nickname, change your hood, and be a whole new person. In your mind, you're not a new person. It's just you acting like a new person. You being this character. But you haven't gotten to the mental where you can change your mind. Because once you change your mind, you change who you are. And then you can detach. So like with you, you actually changed your mind. And then you detached. Because detachment is good. Not from reality. Because I think that's what a lot of people are doing with social media. They're detaching from reality. Detaching from bad things, people, places, things. That is a must.
So bust it though. Bust it, baby. I was one that was screaming, we gotta vet our situation, circumstances, our surroundings. I'm using I statements, and you guys could go back to any one of our footages, because a lot of it, we're gonna keep giving it to y'all. We're just gonna keep dressing it up. I just went through some things with a family member, you know what I'm saying? To where it's like, damn, this shit is part of my mental health, you know what I'm saying? This elder, you know what I'm saying, and whom I love and look up to, is like, the dynamics of breaking the generational curse is gonna be hard, y'all. And I can't do it by myself, man. Like our loved ones, our parents, our elders that's mentally ill, like, yo, we gotta pray for them and be compassionate. And we have to learn from them and come together, because it's tough.
It is tough.
It's tough.
It's tough when it's mentally draining.
I feel like I'm coming back, walking through hell, trying to get certain things accomplished. And hell is coming back to a place where I grew up and where I love. But also to where it's a lot of hurt and pain. So when I was kicking it to my guy, he's seeing it firsthand. Like, I don't want to come back here. All the way down to my parent is sick. And they're caught up into what I spew to y'all about not taking on the role of what society foisted upon us as men. I'm somebody's husband. And hear my old earth talking crazy to me, tearing me down in front of my wife. Like, yo, we gotta do better. We gotta do better. I'm transparent because I'm wearing that shit. I'm wearing it. And what I got out of it is to be a better man to my wife, because I don't want to bring that into my realm, into what I'm striving to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I came out here on a mission, and again, the devil was moving and shape-shifting, man. You know what I'm saying? It gets in and out. Tag you with. And if we're spiritually not built like that, then it's going to continue to keep us divided. Like, I have so much to give y'all and so much little time. I think this group was well needed and very important because I'm going through stuff right now.
Remember, Bump, you know.
And completing a task that is just set upon me. It's no plan. You know what I'm saying? What was set out in arm's reach is no plan. It's just put there with obstacles. Like if I want to get it, if I envision it, or if I'm in tune with it, if it's the talk show, radio, whatever, it's put there before me. So I'm have to go over these hurdles and stumbling blocks. Early 2026. Yo, we ain't even break the 3rd month. And prior to the show, again, we was talking about vetting. And sometimes we might not even see it because the devil dressed that shit up so lovely. All the way down to our parent, our kids, man. And then we become victim. And sometimes that shit can throw us off course because we so caught up in the Epstein files and this and that and blah, 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 this, instead of like what I'm striving to do, dig deep and clean myself up. And you know what I'm saying? I asked my man to come and see the vision because I know I can't do it by myself. He asked for the help. The floor is wide open for everybody. Women invited, men invited.
You know, like they say, life's greatest battles go to God's strongest soldiers.
Nah, you already know what it is. I just wanted to share because
keep it transparent. Dude, that's
yeah,
what we here
it's like,
for.
Yo, bust it though. Too, I'm just circulating the universe. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a messenger, a voice. I'm a spirit at this point. It's 14 deaths alone. The cause of the 14 deaths is because of the winter and the weather and maybe us as a whole not checking on our people. People is dying out here in these frigid conditions. You know what I'm saying? Check on your people. You know what I'm saying? If there's an avenue, like how I came on the show and I try to tell certain people, yo, these is different avenues, reach out to this. You know what I'm saying? Check on your peoples, man. Like, throw up olive branch. It's not gonna help. You know what I'm saying? To broaden one's blessings. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to block our blessings, so check on your people. This is real stuff. I visualize 14 deaths alone due to terrible conditions from the weather. Like, check on your people. It's just sound advice. It's cold outside. It's no time to be having your nose tooted up, feeling like one is great, because at the end it's going to be equal grounds. Hey, mama.
Hey, how are you?
Peace, queen.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You know, times is tough. It's winter. It's cold. A lot of loved ones a lot of people is out there in the cold, forgotten about mental illness, you know. Sometimes it's hard to deal with people with mental illness. Sometimes we lack compassion. Some people lack patience. Some people just don't want to deal with it and they don't care. So as a society, we got to get better at just looking out for one another, being there for one another, having empathy, you know. I think that the more time has been progressing, we're lacking empathy for people's situation, you know. It's like we don't care until it happened to us, until it happened to my family. But you didn't care when it happened to your neighbor or the lady upstairs from you. We got to get out of that. Because it can like mental illness can happen to any one of us, you know. Dementia can happen to any one of us. And it's suffering, you know. My nana passed away from Alzheimer's. I watched her go from sharpness to not even knowing who I was. So I don't know what type of pain she was in, but I know how it made me felt watching her deteriorate through mental illness, and we can't do nothing about it. So it doesn't also, it affects everything around us, all the ecosystem, you know? Because if I'm off, if I'm watching my niece, she's off. And then if she's off, she goes to school, and then she's affecting her friend. It's like a domino effect with the mental illness. It starts from the top and it works its way down. You know, that's why when they say breaking generational curses, that's like it takes time. Some of us won't have the chance to break a generational curse. Some of us already did it and don't even know it. Some of us are living proof that we did it, you know? Like, some of us are in better position than their parents were ever in. So we gotta start looking at the positive and the outlook, you know? Stop
the healing process.
The heal process. Stop reminiscing.
Yeah, definitely.
We gotta, like, I love the past, memories and reminiscing, but sometimes
the good ones.
But sometimes you gotta reminiscing keeps you stuck in the past. Sometimes you gotta think about the present, because the future ain't forever. The present is the now. So sometimes you gotta think about the now and what's going on now. You know, because it already happened. You know, whatever you're going through, it already happened because you're living through it. It already happened. You know, so you have no choice but to strap your boots up and buckle down. Have faith in God.
I like that. Buckle down.
Yeah, because, you know, buckle down can mean so many things, you know. So buckle down, because don't be loose with it. It's your life. You're the one that's living it.
So you mean to tell me it's still time to buckle down for the 226?
Yo, let me tell you something.
I'm asking.
I'm a strong believer that life ain't a race. It ain't a sprint. It's a marathon. There's people that are buckling down at 60 years old, and we looking at them and laughing at them, and oh, you wasted your life, but we don't know their circumstances.
Right.
We have to have empathy. There's people that everybody running their own race, but buckling down is a must.
I see that.
Party time is over.
I see that.
You know.
Yo, let me tell you how ill I see that. Right. When I'm just pause and I take a break from the matrix, and I see the guy limping across the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shoulders up because it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, he got a limp. I just went through a situation and let me balance this out so I could understand my situations and circumstance. So I begin to utilize what the Lord put around me. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, damn, he got a limp. So if I was walking next to him, if we took 10 strides, I'm probably like
be grateful.
A couple feet ahead of him on the way to getting to where I gotta get, because it's cold.
Yeah.
We both gonna get there, you know what I'm saying? But he doing his best with that little limp. And then I seen a friend coming out of the pizza store. Now, I'm not saying I'm rich. I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm average, just like everybody else. I cut, I bleed. And I know this guy. I kind of was in the house with him, his kids, and so I felt comfortable in my interaction. And when I seen him and he recognized who I was, hey, bump, and I felt the pain. Did I not, babe? I felt the pain.
Katelyn.
Peace, queen. Whenever you ready to come in, we here. I felt the pain. And I whipped the whip right off the rip, when you know your people, little glimpse, I'm like, oh shit, that look like so and so. So I, you know what I mean, whip the whip around, boom, put up on them. Immediately, I just dug in my pocket, had like 5-6 singles, and I gave it to him. And when I gave it to him, I didn't want to hear, yo, man, I didn't want to hear that. I was just like, yo, please, man, like, get your mind right. Let me see.
Let's read your comments. Somebody said that.
Read the comments. You ready? Read your comments. All right, that's Bridget.
Oh, Bridget said that.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Big Cat, what up?
What's going on?
Nothing much. Peace to you, love. Peace and blessings.
How was your weekend?
It was okay. How was your weekend?
I'm happy. The Patriots lost.
You said you're happy.
Yeah, I'm happy the Patriots lost. That was a good thing.
I was rooting for the Patriots, but it's okay.
Now you might as well be a Cowboys fan.
I put a post up saying I'm waiting for the Cowboys next year.
So we was waiting for you to come in. Peace to you.
What was the I came in halfway on your story. You didn't.
Well, the last topic we did was skills for success. And the first
peer pressure,
but it led into skills for success.
No, not peer pressure. Peer, PEER relation.
Peer relation.
Yeah.
What led into skills of success because they go hand in hand in my book.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
Like I was saying from before, big part of skills of success is who you align yourself with, your inner circle. Like no one man's an island. So every successful person I ever seen had a team of people around them, all knowing their job, all working,
Right.
on one accord.
True.
So what would you think skills of success? Because you were in the army. So what did you learn about success just from that?
Just from what you just stated?
Come over.
Based on what you just stated, you're saying?
I can't reiterate what he just said. So
discipline.
No, I know what he said. I'm posing the question because he said, what do I take from it? Like I'm like, based on what he just mentioned, that's the framework, correct?
Yeah. Based on what I just mentioned. Yeah, that's the framework.
Well, in plain English, if you're trying to get somewhere in life, don't hang out with people who don't have anything going for themselves. You have to surround yourself with people who fit the image or who's doing the work that they're basically doing the work or fitting the image of where you're trying to be in life.
That makes sense. And then we have peer relations?
Peer relations.
See, this like me and Bump talk about peer relations kind of in a broader standpoint.
Right.
But I would like to know about peer relations because for the women viewers or even the younger women viewers that might tune in.
So peer relation can be co-worker.
Like how do you deal with that? Being
peer relation can be with your, the relationship that you have with your mom, the relationship that you have with your peers, your co-workers, your associates, your supervisor,
Well,
things of that
a little
nature.
different because I don't see my mother as my peer. So my mother is my superior. So, even in my grown age, I see my mother as my superior. I don't see her as my peer.
That's true. 'Cause I had asked Bump that, do you see family as peer? You know, I asked him the question too. I don't see my mother ain't my friend, my peer. My mom is my mom.
Right.
She still kind of has domain and authority in certain cases.
Correct. Like the way I may see my cousins and stuff as peers, but my mom and dad not.
So speaking of peer groups, coming from a female, I'm just trying to pick your brain so we can get a broadener. Because you were in the Army, you know, and it has a lot to do with peer because you were in like I want to say a male dominated field.
Mhm.
So how did that work? How did the peer groups work for you? Like mentally, how did you fit in with that? Even initiating it, like
Well,
what were you
pretty much
thinking?
as a female in a male dominated field, you first and foremost, you set the tone for being when you're somewhere where it's male dominated as a female. You have to set the tone for the respect that you're going to receive from your peers.
Right.
If you come out there and you show them that you have no respect for yourself from the jump, you already lost the battle. It's downhill from there. You might as
Right.
well train somewhere else. Like, I had other females in the same company with me who had issues with males, and I never had those issues because I'm like, they know not to say certain things to me. They know, they like men know what females they can get away with things with, and what females that they probably should think twice before they say something. So I didn't have any issues. Basically, if you're in a male dominated field, you shouldn't expect to be treated what's the word that I'm looking for, you shouldn't expect, like, some type of like favoritism or something because you're a female. You should be able to carry your own weight. So that being said, if I know, if you're looking for if you're in a male dominated field, you're looking for a man to one of your peers, because they're your peers, to help you carry something because you can't carry it. Like you kind of like, you should be able to do your job all by yourself, if that makes sense, without help.
Aunt Bridget said, it's like men that walk down the street with their pants hanging off their butt. Should I respect them? No, you shouldn't.
Well,
No, you shouldn't, Auntie. I
that's
don't.
no.
I
I
don't.
think they're gay personally, but
Okay, so Bridget just wrote in the comments. She said, "If he don't respect himself." Okay, so Katelyn, would you, in response to that, can you see what Miss Franklin wrote
Can you see the
in the
comments?
comments?
hold on, let me see if I'm. It's like men who walk down the street with their pants hanging off the street. Should I respect them?
Yeah,
But
yeah. I
everyone
mean,
you see on the street, do you respect everybody? Like, you may not say anything to them, but like, do you really have respect for everybody? You may have like a mutual respect. Okay, this person is human. I'm not gonna go around and do certain things to them. But I think like I don't. I guess that's it. What was that being said too? Like, because I said you should
should I
respect
be?
yourself.
Yeah, it's like, should you put it like this?
Mhm.
Should a person give respect to a person if they don't respect themselves?
You see people with their pants, and it is an ugly sight. You see people with their pants hanging down. Like you literally lose respect for the culture. I want to say, not for that
Right,
person himself.
right.
Bridget, I want to say the culture.
Well, I guess
That's where it
probably
needs to stop.
because
she
because I might not know that individual. So even though we're judging, even in the prejudging, you know what I'm saying, in a imperfect world, you know what I'm saying, I'm biased to the culture because we misuse the culture.
You can't ask for respect.
But I think she's probably taking what I'm saying like too literal. I guess I should kind of break it down some, like, you know, as far as not from a female perspective. In some dominated fields, you'll go like when let's say in the military we all wore the same thing, so that didn't really apply unless we had like a pass or something. But let's take trucking for an instance. That's a male dominated field. You know that most of these men out here are away from their wives, they on the road. 99% of the guys are 99% of the people that work in trucking is most likely men. You come to work dressed with some poom poom shorts on. You hiking up the whatchamacallit, what do you call that? The landing gear of the truck, bending over, showing the whole world your butt crack. Now, if someone come and say something lucid to you, who could like are they your look like you're selling? As a female, that's why I say as a female, when you're working in certain industries, you should present yourself with the level of respect that you wish to receive, because it's a professional environment. You're not going to go in a professional environment dressed like you should be on a stripper pole, and men are humans, women are humans, and somebody, you know, give you the side eye, or somebody starts staring at you, and you're going to say that that's not the attention that you were looking for, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you know, she said from peer to peer, meaning like should peer to peer respect. Because she said she don't call it the culture. Okay. She's not blaming the culture, and it's almost like peer to peer. Like you don't just give your peer respect because he's your peer. It's kind of like what you're saying. You're all in the same spot. I'm not gonna cater to you because you're a woman, right? Like most men do.
Right.
In a sense, you know. But respect is earned, you know. And we can't nowadays we can't expect people not to judge us either.
Right. Well, it's not just nowadays. People been judging from the beginning of time. Yeah.
You know, I try not to pass judgment on people until I get to know them. But it's hard though. It's hard. It really is hard. Like you said, when you do see people in public settings or business settings looking crazy, it's hard to give them respect. But what we need to do, what I like to say is, we gotta stop blaming everybody in a whole. So if we see one man with his pants down, stop blaming the culture. That's him. We gotta start isolating these people, because that's how you build unity. To build unity, you also gotta know who don't belong. You know, all skin folk and kinfolk. Everybody can't just be, you know, oh, he black, we gotta bring him along. Oh, he this, we gotta bring him along. He look like one of us, we gotta bring him along. Right. That's how we bring each other down. That's why the culture ain't moving, because we blame the whole culture for one man's action, one woman's action, two women fight in the store. We blame the whole culture. I wasn't at the store. Katelyn was at work. Bunt was doing what he did. Why are we getting blamed?
But we represent each other in a way, kind of like, you know, if you're a parent and your child goes out in public, does something crazy. I know I'm embarrassed as a parent if my child goes out in public and is doing stuff crazy. And, you know, most of the time people say, oh, you know, it's parenting, and usually it's not. But, you know, we kind of represent each other. It shouldn't be that way, but that's how I think of it sometimes. Like, we represent each other.
Bad way to keep.
Go ahead, Kate.
I'll say we represent each other to a certain extent. Unfortunately, to the eyes of the world, you know, we represent each other, whether that's how we think or not. But to the eyes of the world, that's how a lot of people look at it. So when one black woman does something, when they talk about black women, oh, black women this, black women that, is it really all black women? No, it's not. But a few give us all a bad rep.
And that's where we have to change. We got to stop thinking like that. We got to stop letting people dictate our narrative. And
And
we
Bridget
add
said
to the
something.
narrative.
Bridget said you're
Because-
killing the culture when you blame false. Correct.
It's kind of like
What you was gonna say, Kay? Correct about what?
Oh no, I was reading what Bridget said. Sorry.
Okay, so
you're killing the culture when you blame it for our shortcomings and shortfalls. Facts.
so elaborate on it, Kay.
Well, like she basically what she said is self-explanatory. Like it's not the culture. It's not everybody. One person's actions does not represent the rest of the culture, but unfortunately, the rest of the culture gets blamed for it.
I think as a culture, we gotta stop. We gotta stop taking part in that. We gotta go back to shame. Some people need shaming. It's like no more shame. It's like some people need to get shamed. It's like they get a pass by the whole culture getting blamed, and then the actions don't change.
But
It's
how
hard.
do we do that?
What was you gonna say?
I said, how would we do that?
Well, first you gotta start teach. It starts from teaching. Like we always blame home, but it starts from home. And then I think now the parents now more than ever have to be more hands-on with more teaching, because we're exposed to more information, more people, more things. The kids see more things. You know, it's the same amount of time away from the parent. When I was a kid, you know, we wake up, we get on the bus at like 8, and then for 8 hours, we're away from our parents. So for that 8 hours, we're in a new environment. It's not like when I was a kid. I didn't have a phone. We didn't have magazines. We only knew the kids that was in the neighborhood. We didn't know nothing beyond that. Even with TV wasn't local as far as the internet goes. TV, we kind of, well, if you were raised right, you knew that they were actors. They weren't real people. Now people they're watching real people that look more like them, people from their neighborhood that are influencing even more. So for that 8 hours, kids go to school, whether they're in the after school program, that's where all the bullshit comes in. So it's almost like as soon as they get back in the house, lessons gotta be retaught, reevaluated. You gotta be more hands-on, because they're coming at every angle. It's so much information, where it's even hurting adults. When you look at relationships, adults think they have 1,000 options because of the internet. Like, we're not supposed to be seeing, like, I think the people from my aunt's era, my aunt Bridget wasn't seeing 200, 300, 400 people in a day, 500 people in a day. Now we actually see 500, 600, 700 people in a day if we're on the internet, just scrolling, talking. We're not even like, that's mentally doing something to us. So we got to get back to, you know, new ways of teaching the kids, and adults need to learn. I'll probably relearn parenting again, a new way of parenting. Everything must evolve. So with that, even parenting must evolve. Some of the old ways probably don't work no more, you know. Katelyn, you have a kid. I'm pretty sure you're not raising your child exactly how your mom raised her, but you're taking some points from your mom that we should always run with. But some things need to evolve. And I think that's where it lacks. We're lacking knowledge. We're lacking like, we don't have the time either. Society's making it hard, you know, for the average parent to even be with their kids, because they got to work. Then they got to be in daycare. They got to do this. They're in school, and in an after school program, and then it's sports. It's like We want them to be active. We want them to be in school. We want them to do all of this. But there has to be some parenting time going on. And I think that's what we're lacking. Because society is evolving. Yes, we're lacking parenting in so many words. And I don't like to blame parents all the time.
Well, I'm not going to say that.
I don't. I don't
I'm
like
not
to
going to
always
say we're lacking parenting.
I think we are. I think not everyone. I don't speak for everyone, but I only can speak for what I see.
What we lack and miss is more of that support. See, like Coach was explaining to you guys the show or two ago that, you know, we're having kids now and we don't have grandma in them like we, you know, like at least in my era. You know what I'm saying? One or two loyal grandparents or godparent that is, you know, going to sacrifice their life and their time and you know, their peace and their patience, you know what I'm saying, to uplift, you know. We don't have that anymore.
No, we don't.
You know what I'm saying? So of course it makes it a little bit more harder, you know, because we're constantly,
Because of the fast-paced society, you know, society plays a role in how we're raising kids.
but society,
It plays a role in how we raise kids.
Society should never play a role in parenting, though.
It has to.
No.
It has to.
No.
You know why it does? Let me explain why it does. Because society also play a role in the economy, in where you live and how you live. So it dictates on how much and how you raise your parents. I mean, how you raise your kids. Society also dictates income. And income is probably the most biggest problem for parents when it comes to kids. So society has the big problem because we take society for granted like it ain't there. Like we got a control of it. It ain't when we were kids. When I was a kid, I could ride my bike until dark. And I didn't have nothing to worry about at 9 and 10 years old. Now you can't, society, they're not letting the kids do that. Right. Because of society. It ain't because parents just not letting kids do that. Society has changed. But certain parents haven't changed with the times. They haven't evolved. They're stuck in the old way of thinking, the old way of, like, you know how they have this saying, you know, gentle parenting.
Oh,
you
Lord.
know, and that was one of the dumbest. If they did gentle parenting with a lot of kids, you wouldn't have kids. But it works for some people. Maybe it does. I haven't seen it work for our kids, but maybe it works. But they have a thing called where people are trying new things, you know.
Give us some feedback on that, Kay. What you think?
I think it depends on the child. Because if you look at myself and my brother, gentle parenting works for my brother. My parents were able to be gentle with him. But gentle parenting, when they were raising me, I would have took advantage. I would have took advantage. Like my mom had to put the pause on me a couple of times just because I tested her. Like, some people push boundaries. Some kids you can do the gentle parenting with because you just look at them and they're like, okay, it really depends on the child. Parenting, that's why parenting should be left to parents, not to society telling you what to do with your kid. Like, you know your child. You live with your child.
And then I think a lot of people are watching society, how to raise. They're watching another. They may watch Katelyn and see Katelyn doing a good thing. When I was a kid, I didn't need much. Now society, our kids need iPhones, iPads, designer clothes. I wore skips for sneakers.
Right.
Now,
Let me elaborate.
elaborate.
That's keeping our kids dumb. That's the manipulation as well. Okay, we had games, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like the games that we have on our phone. Like they're bringing it more up close in person.
Nah, I was like that. I'm a little bit younger than you. So
What was like that?
games. See, like you were in a time they didn't have that much. By the time I got a kid, because you older than me by 10 years. So by the time I was a kid, my aunt will tell you, games was everything.
Yeah.
I used to go crazy for the Sega all night. I would fake sick to stay home. Just like the kids
Right.
now with the iPad. So
But
I don't really blame the iPads and stuff.
What I'm saying is they brought it more up close and personal.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think that's what Miss Bridget is saying. I think Miss Bridget is saying, like, you know, these children, they're getting things handed to them that they don't even work for. You have 6-year-olds with a cell phone, with iPhones. What is a 6-year-old with a cell phone?
Because that's the new babysitter. It makes it easy because, again,
Well,
we don't have grandma. Yo, check this out. I've seen females leaving a 3-year-old, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds in the crib. They'd stab out, do whatever.
but
Leave them with a device, and that's why these kids at 2, 3 years old know how to fix the damn phone.
But see, society has just evolved. Because when I was a kid, the parents would dip out and leave the kids right in front of the TV.
All right, so bust it.
Nothing has changed.
So bust it, right? Check it. So here's where the you old shit come in. Because if we're gonna sit at my table, we're not doing the cell phones and the tablet. I get what y'all let the fucking kids do.
I get that. You don't have to do that.
And then that's where the aggression come in. Like that's why the fucking kids is dumb. But we have to find common ground and wedge that.
That's why I say
we have to
parenting, bro.
So we have to find solution. We can discuss it.
Yeah, and solution is parenting. It has to be better parenting. Because what I'm saying is the things we're pointing at have always been there, just in another form.
Right.
The phone ain't nothing but TV. TV,
Right.
radio, but they used to do the same thing.
Yeah, go watch TV.
In my generation.
Go watch
No,
TV.
but they used to do the same thing in my generation.
When
I'm on punishment, they take the TV, they take everything out the room, just like they take the phone from the kids. Now it's up to the.
No, but the TV was for everybody in the house, and if you were, if you had a TV in your room, but this is like I think we're missing what Miss Bridget's trying to say. Like we're giving these kids everything. They don't have to earn anything. Like, they feel entitled. Like they feel like you owe it to them to give them what you see people like I think it was on TikTok. I seen a mom, she had to do a video. Her son crashed out on her because she took away his phone or something like that, and he went crazy. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I think like Miss Bridget's trying to say that we just handing these kids, they don't earn nothing.
What I was saying, that's always been happening, and I think that's always been happening. There's always been kids. Yeah, that's always been happening. Kids have always crashed out for TVs and crashed out for video games, and parents have always they're doing the same things. It's just
so why is the work ethic different this generation?
Because the parents are different. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. We can't.
I feel like we have a better work ethic than a lot of the people that came behind us.
I don't want to judge eras as far as who does what better, because that would apply to all the kids.
They want to work.
Y'all both can't talk at the same time.
I said I don't want to say eras because that would apply. One era has nobody doing good, because we all got eras where there's great kids See, we gotta stop saying like as older. Like I don't want to
Give
just.
her a chance to get the floor.
Yeah, I'm
too,
gonna
'cause
let her.
Okay, go ahead.
But I'm saying we gotta stop saying this era and compare it to my era. Like my era was all good. Like we didn't have.
Go ahead.
Sorry for expression, effed up kids. Like this era don't got good kids. That would apply that some of y'all are bad parents. And I don't want to do that because my sister's a good parent. I would assume Katelyn is a good parent. So I don't want to apply that because I see things.
So some of the kids crash out. Go ahead, Kay. Floor yours.
No, I was saying that I'm not saying like one error is better than another, but I'm saying numbers don't lie. Like a handful of people doing something versus a lot of people doing something is different. And when I'm saying like work ethic, back then I remember everyone I was in school with, we couldn't wait to be able to get a work permit so we can go and get a job and buy our own stuff. But nowadays it seems like not all it seems like the kids don't want to work. Like I don't get any kids coming to my door trying to hustle like we used to do back in the day. Oh, can I cut your lawn? Or can I rake your leaves for a few bucks? Like I don't see that. I don't see that.
That's true. That's true.
So why do you think that is?
Like Miss Bridget said, like why do they do? Like they get everything. Like they literally get everything. Like
that's true. They get everything. A lot of kids are spoiled, but I think a lot of times
Each era.
I think a lot of times the kids are privy to more information and more things of what's going on than we were ever. So a lot of kids are looking at working people struggle. They see it right before their eyes.
Yeah,
They see it right before their eyes.
absolutely.
And then they don't want that life. They see their mom work their whole life, their grandma work their whole life and don't have nothing. So a lot of kids see that. We didn't see that. We were sheltered from a lot of that. A lot of us didn't even know we were poor. These kids see it now. The internet opens their eyes to that. We didn't have that luxury of knowing my mom bills unless it hit us and the lights were out.
I don't know.
No, a lot of us didn't have that. No, I'm just saying, like more, like the statistics, more kids know more about the world than we did because the internet has them open to it. They know way more than us. That's certain we have to accept, the good and the bad. The information that a lot of adults withhold it from us, the kids can find out through the internet.
They don't know more than us, bro.
They have to. You see, you're talking about smarts.
No, I'm not saying
and how they're like we didn't have the phone, so certain things that we learned later in life. They're learning it now because they have the phone. At 14, 13 years old, no one's really monitoring what they're watching on the phone. 15, 16, 13, those kids have a free ride. Most adults are letting them look at whatever they want at that age. So at 12 years old, we didn't know too much. We only knew what we saw on TV in the neighborhood. Yeah, right. That's how far our knowledge went. Their knowledge goes beyond that. They see people struggling now. People see their mom work the same job 20 years, promoting the same thing, get a good job. So these kids are like, fuck no, I ain't doing that. There's a lot of kids that don't want to work. They don't see nothing out of it because their brother worked their whole life. So a lot of us gotta promote work. I don't not promoting work, but that's a mindset that a lot of the kids have that we have to know that sometimes we have to show them another way. Sometimes they have to see another thing, Sometimes we have to keep it, instilling it until they get tired of it. Instilling it like you hear this rhetoric, college ain't shit. We gotta stop out of that. When rich people send their kids to college all the time. So it's certain values that we got to instill.
And Miss Bridget said something that makes a lot of sense as well. She said, there's so much information out there and it's dangerous if they don't know what to do with it. Like, they're still growing up. Their minds are not developed yet
Mm-hmm.
fully so they're absorbing all these things that we were never exposed to at
Yep.
our young age when we were back, when in our young age. But they're seeing it in front of them, and many of them don't know
What?
what it is, or they don't know how to react to it, but they're learning it. They're picking it up like sponges.
Hit it right on the nose. I didn't really know how to say it, but it's like it's dangerous. Like it's like Bible terms when they bit the apple and they knew knowledge from good and evil. God was pissed because they learned stuff before they were supposed to experience. Like they're learning things before they experience it,
Right.
and that's a weird feeling to be in because now that's why the kids feel like they know everything. And that's why we act like the way we act as adults and say, yeah, like they act like they know everything. Because in a way on the internet, it makes them feel like they do. They don't have to really experience a lot. They're seeing it in the internet over and over and over.
I agree. I concur. I concur.
I promote.
When sitting at the dinner table, no phones, no cell phone, no electronic devices.
Mm-hmm.
That's family time.
I was raised like that.
Yeah.
I was raised.
Don't even do that anymore a lot of times, like, because even in my household, I have to hold myself accountable. Sometimes, like, me and the significant other, we sitting and we're eating dinner in front of the television, and we probably really should make the time and sit down at the dinner table and actually talk. But that's something we work on.
Those dinner table talks is the truth.
But people are not talking because we're so wired to social media. We probably talk to social media more than we talk to our kids or our spouses. Or
why is that? Why the distraction? Why such of a big distraction that keeps that wedge? And what do you believe would be a conclusion to begin, to fix that? Like, what I'm saying, an avenue to enlighten.
Well, it would have to start with being aware of that being that even happening, because like a lot of times I'm not even aware that I'm allowing the media to just run my life. Like how many times have you panicked? Well, I've panicked when I don't have my phone. When I notice I don't have my phone, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have my phone. Like, so, and before we never had that. Like, okay, you don't have your phone, whoop-de-doo, it's okay. But now, like, people are almost getting hit by cars because their head is in their phone. They're not paying attention to what's going on around them or anything like that. Like, our minds are always stimulated. I think the internet is like these hand devices are causing people to have ADHD in real time or ADD or something.
Messing up our vision.
Messing up our vision, our mental wiring. We're always stimulated. Like with this thing in our hand, we're always stimulated. Our brain never has a time to just rest unless we actually fall asleep.
And simulation, their mental, they're manipulating our mental in real time simulation. And the more we can bring it to our face, they like the Oculus, they can dictate more, by disguising it and blinding us. But like you said, being aware, awoke, in which I think that these groups are very helpful because, like Coast was saying, you know, sometimes it might sound repetitive, you know, sometimes it might get redundant, you know what I'm saying? But it's like any program in which you practice, you know, it's practice what we preach, and then it's like, you know, we start to perfect what we practice, our craft, you know what I'm saying? So if you keep saying positive things, like when you wake up and you see your mate, yo, I love you, you know, I love you, king, I love you, you know, and it starts to become, you know, but even with me, like from refraining from cursing and using the word nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? That's a very hard feat from within, you know what I'm saying, that mental fight. But, you know, if we want it and we have to reframe it, we have to keep working on it, working on it.
Good night, Auntie.
Peace, Queen. Peace, peace.
Good night, good night.
Peace, yes.
Good night, Miss Bridget.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your input.
Thank you for input. Thank you for tapping in.
Yeah.
Love you, Auntie.
That's Big Coast's aunt. She puts down heavy contributions to Talking to Town.
Yep.
The ministry.
She's got the church in Bridgeport. She's a children's book writer.
Oh, I see.
So
She sells any books on Amazon?
yes, I think she does. I gotta get with her links and all that, and I'll post that. Yes, she does. I'm pretty sure she does have books on Amazon.
She's a big supporter.
Big supporter of the youth, the kids, the show, and the kids is all we got as far like the every generation says that the youth is the future. You know.
Yeah, bro. I have you know, grandchildren that, you know.
I remember when I was the future.
Yeah, and when I look back, and when I look back, and I see like the gaps within the generations, and like what our elders, my elders, I'm you guys' elders, you know, looking back at what they refused to do, what they refused to give us, which were jewels and gems. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost like many of that generation didn't want us to grow and surpass them, you know? And it doesn't do anything when you hold jewels and gems. You know, you withhold information. You know what I'm saying? And we think we can keep the jewels, we could keep it hidden and grow old.
When you're gatekeeping.
Go ahead, Kay.
I said you're talking about gatekeeping, those who gatekeep.
And then we wonder why the generational curses is amongst us and things is going the way they're going, and we're lost in translation. You know?
When you come from nothing and you have nothing, you don't want nobody else to have nothing either. Nothing. And it's almost like in anything we do, we make it a competition. And it's like you don't want him or her to get it before you for some reason. And it's like, what happened to if I get it, we all win?
No. I want to be the first one. So that way I can be like, get the fuck out. Or, nah, nigga. Yeah, nigga. No.
You know, it's a lot of, you know, getting through the door, closing the door behind you. I'm an advocate of asking questions when I'm in a place to receive information. But I'm also an advocate of bringing the information back to the people that need it. Sometimes we got to do that. And sometimes we got to, like, I remember when we did the, that Thursday we went to the meeting, Quicksand, and then they had the OG there, and he was talking about they had a meeting to go to Yale.
They had quite a few OGs.
Yeah, and one of them spoke, and he said something that I always remember. He was like, I guess they got invited to go to Yale, and he was saying something I always remember. He said, when you get in places like that, we gotta stop just acting like we're happy to be there.
Rick Ross was going to be at this event. A couple other top Top dog.
It was
man.
prison. It was a prison reform
Prison,
event.
right. Thank you for getting it right.
Prison reform event. So
Was that in Connecticut?
it's
Yeah.
at Yale
Oh,
College. Yeah. So in those type of events, sometimes we just be happy to be there, wear our best gear, show off, and then go home and don't know nothing. Didn't learn nothing. So sometimes we gotta, when we in position to learn, we also gotta know that we're also in position to bring the information back in the lamest terms and try to help one another. Because it's vital information that our community lacks. It almost goes back to when your kid come home from school and then they walk by your room and go in, and then you don't look through their book bag, you don't ask them what happened in school. They grow with that. That grows with them. And then they become just like you. They don't ask no informal questions about nothing. And we're not getting nowhere. And then we turn into gatekeepers.
I think we need to challenge ourselves more often too.
Yeah.
Even in relationships. I think Scrabble is a dope concept to challenge one another.
Scrabble, the word game.
Yes.
I'm good at that. I'm real good at that.
I'm really good at that.
Yeah, I'm real good at that.
But I think that's a way of connecting too. And I think as a, what do you think about that, Kay? Need to challenge ourselves more, not just on gaming. Like even it could just be with physical health.
Sharing info helps empower each other. It does.
true. Yeah.
What do you think about challenging one another?
Well, we should be I think we should challenge one another to a certain extent, but the person that we really need to challenge every day is ourselves. We should always push ourselves to be the best version of
Best
ourselves
version.
can be, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually. And as far as each other, I think communication, working on communicating with our peers, with our significant others, with our children, because I think a lot of communication is lacking in our community. I feel like in knowing how to express ourselves and knowing how to accept when someone expresses themselves to us without taking it like personal, and just allowing the person to express themselves how they feel, being raw in the moment without us taking offense to it, and just accepting the person where, like, meeting the person where they're at, type thing.
Yeah, challenge does make you better, man. Peace to you too, Eric.
That's cuz.
I already know. You be tapping in. Thank you. Thank everybody for tapping in. Welcome to Talk of the
I love
Town.
a good challenge.
You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Tuesday night men's mental health women's support group. Everybody welcome. The floor is open. We're just the hosts. You know what I'm saying? We're just the voices of a movement, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is what it is, man, when we come to Tuesday nights. So the floor is open, you know what I'm saying, for those men that's within the live, tap and share to your lady friends. Ladies, you do the same. Come one, come all. And the more, the merrier, where we could feel comfortable and discuss many topics, brick by brick. Yeah, same to you, King. Yes, sir. You said much better. Yeah. So Katelyn, if there's anything that you would like to touch, I see you active on your personal time and certain topics of discussions that you be having, a lot of different things. A lot of different things that you would say. Excuse me. lot of different things that you entertain. Sorry to cut your wisdom. Go ahead.
Oh, it's fine. I was saying, like, I posted something, I believe earlier this is a whole new week, last week sometime, about being the firstborn daughter.
Mm.
Or I guess in this case it could be like just being the firstborn child, like how that it kind of feels like,
That's
I don't know if
deep, right?
my
Yeah.
experience,
You first
but
born?
it feels like, you know, it's more of a job than just being the firstborn. Like it's more like kind of job title, because you're like carrying the weight of the family on your shoulders. I don't know if anybody else ever feels like that as the
You're the
firstborn.
first babysitter. You're the
The
first
first
everything.
babysitter. Like,
Then it's almost like too, y'all have different parents in a
yeah,
sense. Depending on the age gap, it's two
Yeah,
different
you're right.
parents.
You're right.
Two different parents.
You're right.
So
Absolutely right.
and then it's weird when you notice it. It's like, oh shit. And it ain't no fault to the parent. It's just, you know,
Right.
you just certain things you notice. The
right.
firstborn, you see more than you know. The secondborn, thirdborn get the sheltering gets. When you get to the baby, they don't know nothing what happened.
Mm. So, what kind of feedback did you get from that, or did you get any at all?
Well, from being the firstborn,
Yeah.
that firstborn sometimes wears me out, because you're like even when once you're an adult, like your parents still look at you like you're the responsible one. Like they the whole weight of keeping everybody together it falls on your shoulder. Like, you know, especially if you actually are a responsible person. You know, your parents kind of know, like, oh, you know, she gets things done, so they looking at you like, could you get things done for everybody else type thing. So, and it's like crazy, and I don't know, and it's
It's like
overwhelming.
you're almost the mini parent in a
Pretty much.
sense. You're almost the
So,
mini parent.
so in a sense, when do you ever grow up?
Well, you do grow up.
You grow.
You're not allowed to have you're expected to grow up, because you're the firstborn, so you're expected to not be, you know, you're expected to be the strong one, I guess I should say. You're expected to be the strong one. You're expected to be the leader. You're expected to have your ducks in a row.
So, those pressures is bestowed upon you at what age? Because if you're the first, then you never really had a childhood to an extent, because prior to your own child, yeah, if you're the first child, you have to then be that parent or that guardian or that protector towards your siblings. So when did you, if you understand where I'm,
Before your sibling came, that's when you were able to be a child.
like, because it seemed like, because one time we were doing a show, and I said, I don't think we ever really had a childhood, because my oldest brother had to watch me. He hated that shit.
Mhm.
Mommy had to work or whatever. So it took away from my oldest brother in his childhood and maybe his choice of friends that he wanted to hang with or whatever. Or the choices and decisions based upon him having to tote me around or his brothers. Like, if you understand what I'm saying. So
Right.
in a sense, it takes away from us at a young age in which we become parents, because from coming out the womb, there's a baby doll. It starts to formulate in our mind, even though we're nurturers by nature and all of those different things. Like the pressure, I'm just asking, when did that kick in for you?
That's a good question. I feel honestly, I think the pressure actually just kicked in. Like I never really noticed it before, and that's why I posted about it, because I was just sitting there and I'm like, at that point in time when I made that post, my mom was calling me about everything under the sun, and not only just about her and my father, but she's calling me about everything that happens in the family, like I'm supposed, like, so that's what prompted me to make the post. I'm like, it kind of felt to me like, geez, I could never have a bad day because everybody expects me to do good so that everybody else can do good too. Like that's how it felt like to me. Like if I skip
If you're everybody else's backbone, who's going to be your
right,
backbone?
I'm everybody else's backbone. I'm like, but where's mine? So
So let me just give you a heads up. Number one, if you're a firm believer, you have the Lord, and which you know that, but it's just a reminder, because this is what this unity, this unification is about. It's just reminding one another, keeping us on one another's toes. Like, you have the Lord Jesus Christ, and then you have us, the groups. That's why this is it's being created. So therefore, you have a space to where you can open up and discuss and let these different emotions and feelings to bring more clarity, not only to and for yourself, but to help those that's looking and watching, like, So, you there?
yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So, you know, in a sense, you do have something to fall back on. This is why we invited you along to see the vision, and you're here. So, don't look like, what I'm saying? When you have a sector where you could come and know that, okay, I'm building a sisterhood. I have a brotherhood. I have a group of kings that's understanding of the situation and how to deal with empathy on how a sister may feel, even though we're working on one another. Like, I'm saying, it's a unity. So don't ever feel like, even when you're in your head, because we're always in our head. What I'm saying? Life is going to kick our ass. I'm going to be in my head when we close the portal and then the show is over, because life is going to be life. But I knew that we have a comfort zone, and I have a brotherhood. I have a choice of those that I can confide in and let it out, and try to get the results of which I'm looking for. Is we want to come to a consensus, and what am I looking for? We want to come to an action plan on what we can solve the riddle, solve the puzzle.
Right.
Yeah. So don't ever feel like, again, you want to lend, because there's a million other people who's the firstborn who may feel that pressure, who may feel that, who too have children or kids or uncles or, whomever in prison, and, who's reaching out, and this person needing your help, and you're trying to uplift your mate, excuse me, you're working on your mental health, and then you got the bill collectors, and then, you know, so just maintain and understand that we're here as a unit, as a collective, and we can only get better. And it's going to be what you put into it. It's going to be what you build. So if you want that sisterhood, you want, not everybody is going to be dope. So we're going to have to vet and keep, until we clean house to keep, you know what I'm saying? So you all right. You all right. What we looking like on time, Ken? 8:40, we got 20 minutes, you know what I'm saying? But to elaborate on what you were saying, I think that's dope. I'm the middle child, so I don't know the pressure, but it also too opens up an avenue to where it makes me look at it like, well, dang, I know my oldest brother really never had a childhood. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if he did, it was short lived before he had to then raise his own kids, if it wasn't me and some cousins and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, and it works different. You know, you explained a little bit that, you know, you had your child at a young age, you know what I'm saying? Um, no shame because things happen. Life be life, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, I'm sure people who may be aware of what they may know not. You know what I'm saying? Look at you now at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? From having a child at a young age and making certain sacrifices and the road that you took. Look at it now. You are. I don't want to tell your story, but you're dope and you are a homeowner. You pay taxes and shit. So you know what I'm saying? You're successful in a sense versus to, you know, a lot of people who would wish to be in your shoes and live the way you live and, you know, have certain hobbies or inlights or thoughts or ideas. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Comes from discipline and not settling. Like, you've set the, I believe what keeps me going every day is I believe I set the bar for myself. The bar that I set for myself, nobody can take it from me but God. So whatever God has in store for me, whatever God put in my mind that's what I should have, I'm gonna have it through His grace. As long as I have my two hands, my 2 feet, my right mind, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. You should be your biggest cheerleader in everything that you do. Your motivation, like a lot of times we may not have motivation from outsiders, but your motivation should be yourself and your you know your beliefs, whatever your spiritual beliefs are.
Spiritual beliefs. I like that. I like that. Um, Spiritually, we have to get connected on a more spiritual level. Um, we have to get connected, and a lot of us was brought up in the house of the Lord in some kind of church form or way. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to downplay it. You
Mhm.
know, and the ill thing about it is we are led astray, but a lot of us know where home is. Some
Right.
of us take you know the long way and not make it back, die off along the path. You know, but we all have common knowledge and common sense. You know, and we'll figure it out along the way. So just like I had to learn patience along the way from imprisonment and things of that nature, you know, I have to be patient with the process, you
Hmm.
know, and the process, yeah. So
Yeah. And going
I,
back to what y'all said earlier, like I had to drop people were holding me back and they weren't doing nothing and they were bad influence on me. I had to drop them.
so what do you have to say about those that still holding on to people with bad and luggage at this point in 226 where we can still strive to make change to move forward and be a little lighter and diligent and graceful in moving? What do you say to those that are still holding on to like that type of stuff, you know?
Oh,
Even if it's like their loved one, like some like, you know, like that family, like yo, like damn, I don't, you know what I mean? Whereas it's like they're having that that immediate fight.
if a person or a habit is holding you back the progress that you need to make and you allow them, to, or you allow that habit to, and you don't make any changes or distance yourself, you're not serious about the progress that you say that you want. Because once you get serious about what you actually want and you put it in your mind, like something has to change, all of that comes easy. It's like second nature. Like you, this habit no longer fits in your daily routine. This person no longer fits in your daily routine. Not because you love them less, but you can't have a future with everybody in it. Certain people, you just got to clip them off for your best interest.
Right. See that? Good. The host I do the most, Big Coast. We got the beautiful sister, Miss Katelyn Lauture, in on the check-in. I'm saying, welcome to Talk of the Town. This is a laid-back night, you know, where we come together and discuss things as far as the mental. This is more of a serious, you know. This is mind power, eye power. You know what I'm saying? We jostling around a lot of food at the table, you know. Hope wasn't nothing taken out of context or content to where it turned anybody away from the topic of discussion or tonight's show. Welcome to Talk of the Town. Talk of the Town is where it's at. You talk to us, we'll talk back. You know what I'm saying, we're about to be midweek tomorrow. We're not gonna hold y'all up.
Day tomorrow.
Yeah, so if the host that does the most have anything to say before we on the countdown.
I just want to thank everybody. Thank Katelyn. You already know what's up. Stay positive. Look out for one another. Be mindful of the situations you put yourself in. Stop blaming other people for your actions, you know. And another thing, a lot of people don't deserve grace. It might sound harsh, but a lot of people don't deserve grace. You know.
Yeah, that's crazy. You hear that, right, Ross? We're gonna make sure we get back to that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't
because
deserve
over
grace.
A phone call, I was told that you should get grace.
Nah.
It just makes for great conversation, Ross, when we kicking it. That's all. I flip a gut. Now, cause that's crazy that you said that.
See how you just bring you into
no, bro.
You want to show you?
Yo, listen, man.
Yeah. You were supposed to be scared.
Listen,
real her on the show.
Somebody was just beating me in the head. That
what I'm saying is listen to what I'm about to.
My boy just confirmed.
Listen to what I'm about to say.
Fuck, I do.
For some people, you can give grace, but you don't always have to give it. You don't always have to give it. Some people you gotta learn to cut the cord on that shit. Cut it fast and get low on them, because you only doing a disservice to yourself. You know, stress brings more than problems. It brings wrinkles. You don't want that. It brings arthritis, heart attacks, pimples. You know, stress brings a lot.
Y'all let me know if y'all see one or two wrinkles. I'm going to haul ass to the fountain of youth. And I'm going to dip my whole body in that motherfucker. I'm going to dive in that shit.
When you don't face your problems and you let them eat you inside, it starts showing through the outside. Because when you hold your problems in, your skin start looking crazy. I've been there. I've held all my problems in
I got
for
a
years.
1,000,001 excuses like the niggas do. Yo, my skin look like this because I ain't drinking enough water.
Nah, it's because you holding everything in, and you need a one good let out.
I be smoking too much weed.
Some of us need that one good let out.
I need some sleep. Fuck.
A man's tears is worth 1,000 prayers. Grace can lead to more turmoil and issues down the line. See,
I have a brain that works on patterns. So if I see a pattern, I observe it, I watch it. Then I also observe if you are willing to change the pattern. So I'll let you know that the way you moving, I don't like this. Then I'll sit back. That's the grace I gave you right then and there. I could have cut you off by not saying nothing and just ghosting you and just saying I don't like, but the grace I just gave you is telling you how I feel. That's the grace right there. Telling you how I feel.
I don't want my battery to go. So
Okay.
there you go.
Yeah, we got a long time. We can make the
See, he want to keep going.
So no, I want to finish the 9 o'clock. He worried about his battery. So the grace of me telling you how I feel, that's the grace. And if you don't change your behavior, it's a done deal now. There's no more grace. I done set myself up to be hurt, to be stepped on, to be talked to any old way. And a lot of times, it comes with the ones we love. Most of the time. Because a stranger we're not going to tolerate. Most men ain't going to tolerate. Stranger.
Turmoil and issues down the line.
Yes. Because
grace can lead.
It can lead to turmoil because if they're not changing the pattern and you keep giving them grace,
right?
It's like you gonna keep going through the same shit
I see,
over and over. You gotta. That's why I try to get into the patterns. You gotta change the pattern of things or you gotta watch their pattern. What the fuck is that? That's your shit.
All right, good luck.
Got caught. That's what's making that. But we're gonna wrap it up soon because we don't want to die out on y'all. That's what I was saying. Give grace, give thanks, have empathy in one another, compassion. We got to get back to love, and love heals all things, and it's okay to be cold to people when they're in your way, when they trying to stop your progress. It's okay to be cold. It's okay to be guarded.
She said, "What's that chicken?"
How she know I'm cooking chicken? How the fuck she know that? The patties is in there. I ain't bring them out. How she know I'm cooking chicken? That's some crazy shit. She know I'm cooking. Kay, how you know I'm cooking? How do you let's
welcome to
Talking to Town. All I'm saying is tonight's show.
Yo, you know this shit. Oh, what's that chicken?
Tonight's show was based on
oh my God.
Love, live, life, laughter, positivity.
Yo, check on your peoples, man.
Check on your peoples.
Love one another.
Love one another. Because that's all it's about. The noise, I thought it was chicken. Yeah, it was chicken. We just gonna leave it at that. It was chicken. I got chicken patties in the I'm about to make an old-fashioned chicken patties.
That whole thought process, I don't even like chicken.
Food, we love food over here. This dude, he eat like a rabbit.
But I eat though.
Like a rabbit.
I eat.
He 109 pounds.
Welcome to Talking to Town. You see how they try to. This is mental health. They gotta stay on course until 9 o'clock.
It is mental health.
They ready to joke. They ready to joke and get off task.
We done been through a lot of emotions this episode.
You ready to joke?
We done been through
110 pounds.
We went through seriousness to sadness, back to serious. Now we laughing.
You're talking about 110 pounds. This is mental health.
It's all good. It's
I
good
told
mental
them.
health.
I told them.
See, Kay like it. That's why she hitting the heart. Because she
How
know you like
know it's
180.
chicken though? We don't want to do that. That's a different type of. That's
The noise. She was on point.
it. Wasn't no noise. What with the ding? Did she hear the ding?
That's
in the
probably what she
background?
heard. Yeah.
Well, then say that because I don't know what angle y'all trying to get at. Talking to town is.
T, what's up? I just love everybody for tuning in.
I don't know your angle. The
Sorry,
first time somebody say chicken, I'm thinking that's
sorry we didn't have a Sunday show. We was tied up.
big girl tendency.
You know, Kay had to host a Super Bowl party.
Chicken. That's the
Bump can't get over the chicken. He was in the barbershop, probably running his trap. That's what he do. They was in the barbershop living life.
the first thing you thought about.
He can't get off the chicken thing, Kay. He can't.
So easy.
I'm trying to pivot from
chicken.
It was a wild guess, and you guessed right. Black folks and chicken. You guessed right. It was chicken.
Yo, I did this. We saved this for Sunday.
We got 3 minutes left. See,
a wild guess.
he always want to save laughter for Sunday. He don't understand this is part of mental health.
Shimmy, shimmy.
You know, we got to build some chemistry.
Guys. Nah, you wild. You just a wild joy.
A wild guess. Oh, and another thing, Kay, you know what? You know what I'm going to ask?
This is how she said it.
For the viewers, Kay.
Chicken.
For the viewers.
Appreciation.
Watch this. For the viewers, watch this, Bump. For the viewers. Okay, when you gonna get on the camera?
Where she fix her wig?
Okay, it's the talk of the town. I didn't say nothing. See, we should laugh every day. See, that's why, Kay. That's why you gotta be on a Sunday show, because that's all we do is laugh and joke.
All right.
And Tuesday nights is real serious.
Chicken.
We try to be serious.
That's supposed to be your nickname now, chicken.
But we got 2 minutes left, because I definitely got somewhere to be at not like 9:40, 10 o'clock. I catch a little ride. I stretched it, which is good. When I fix my wig, you right. So whenever that wig get done, and then you get the little edge, you be doing the edge joint, like you know how y'all be getting the edges right here, the baby hairs.
Hold on.
Get that.
I ain't gonna lie. I think somebody thought you was bald-headed.
Nah,
nobody probably looked at your joint. I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know. Cause you said you did say she rock wig though.
I don't care. A nigga like me, hair is hair.
I don't care if you got hair.
I don't care if you got hair or not.
I ain't do my bald head skits in a minute because I've been trying.
I don't care if you got
on my
ladies that's out there. I don't discriminate. I don't care if you bald. I don't care if you're natural. I don't care if you got wigs. She don't do the baby hairs. Bad. If you don't do the baby hairs, I love it. If you do the baby hairs, I love it. I'm one of them. Whatever you got, I'm all for it.
We know. I love you. Who you one of them? Like he will spend.
Yes, I will spend. I keep for my mental health.
I love her.
If it's reciprocated, I will spend. I have no problem.
I don't wear wigs. I get braids. What you get? Cornrows? You get straight back?
If it's braids, I like braids. We don't discriminate over here. Okay, wear whatever the hell you want.
We're going to go another show talking to town.
No, we
got too late, y'all.
It's too late.
All right, we're going to talk to the town Tuesday night.
Bum, no, I'm not bald headed. See? Welcome to Talk of the Town.
So it's 9 o'clock. Wigs. There's two types of wigs.
There's two types of wigs.
There's the wigs can do, or the wigs no can do. This shit sitting up there, you patting it and shit. All right, yo. Welcome to Talking to Town. I don't know if he put chicken on for me too, but I don't know, because if it ain't enough, he gonna have to get the cut in half. Whoa. I gotta go, y'all.
Yeah, I love y'all. Yo, Bump gotta go. The boss lady done spoke on it. He out of here. We love y'all. We gonna see y'all Sunday. She ain't mad. Bump just,
Oh, good.
remember what I told y'all. Bump is
Take responsibility for your actions.
take responsibilities for your
He
actions.
never does that.
I always do, and I'm admit when I'm wrong. I'm always boast when I'm right. y'all have a great night. Kay, come up with some topics, Katelyn. Anything. Come up with some new topics.
Anything.
No,
No.
She under mental health. She understand where we coming from.
Katelyn be like, we gonna need you to sit down with Gus and Alan and talk politics and Trump and shit. Them niggas is great.
Yo, listen, I could talk politics, but I just don't.
That ain't what we do.
That ain't what we do over here.
Regular Talking to Town next Sunday. Tune in. We might tap in.
But yeah, under the guise of mental health, Kay, give us some good topics, cause like even though we're repetitive, there's always new things to talk about, and make it from a woman's point of view. So
Also, too,
yeah,
this is a promo. House of Reps. I'm looking to get an interview with you guys sooner than later. Saturday.
So whoever's out there, harass these niggas.
Yeah, it's only going to be a phone call. House of Reps interview.
No, harass these niggas.
Up next, Ice Luck, stop playing. I want to battle y'all too.
He can't rap. He can't battle.
Got tricks up my sleeve.
Leave the rapping to me. I love y'all, okay? Cuz the next dope episode, thanks. The next episode will be what? You want to do a Saturday episode, Sunday episode?
Yeah, we might do a pop in.
We might do a pop in, K. We'll let you know because it's a lighthearted. We can do more. We can talk about more. We can get into the what I seen on your page about Bad Bunny and all of that. But I don't know how to exit out.
Yo, love is love, man. Stay safe. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. Yo, Talking to Town.